Costco has kept that rotisserie chicken at $4.99 since 2009. Same bird, same price. Through every recession, every price hike, every supply chain excuse they love to give. But here's what nobody tells you. That frozen price isn't kindness, it's bait. They lose money on that chicken on purpose, and last year they sold more than 157 million of them worldwide doing it. So the real question isn't whether the chicken's a deal. It is. The real question is, while you're standing there feeling clever about your $5 bird, what are they charging you double for 2 aisles over? Stick with me. Because 20 of these are worth every penny, and I'll tell you the exact ones I'd put in my own cart this month, prices and all. We're counting all the way down to number 1, so don't you dare click off. Let's start at number 20, and this first one still gets me, so I'm putting it right up top instead of saving it for the end like everybody else does. Number 20, that $4.99 rotisserie chicken. Same price since 2009, not a typo. Meanwhile, the grocery store bird next door has quietly climbed past $8 for less meat. Walmart's version runs $5.97. Sam's Club is $4.98, 1 cent cheaper if you're the type to fight over a penny. And here's the part folks miss. It's a whole cooked chicken sold for less than the same amount of raw chicken. You're buying the labor, the oven, and the time for free. My mother stretched one chicken across 3 days without blinking. Sunday, it was dinner. Monday, it was in the soup pot with whatever was wilting in the crisper. Tuesday, what was left went in a sandwich with a little mustard, and she called it lunch. 1 bird, 3 meals, and she'd have looked at a $12 deli chicken like it personally insulted her. But the chicken's the famous one. Number 19. The deal I actually get more excited about is a 2-liter jug that costs less than 1 skinny bottle at your regular store. Kirkland Organic Extra Virgin Olive Oil. About $20 for 2 liters. Cold pressed. Certified non-GMO. Some batches carry Bureau Veritas certification for genuine extra virgin quality. Your regular grocery store? Many charge around $22 for a single liter, and it usually isn't even organic. So do the arithmetic with me. $20 for 2 liters here versus $40+ for the same 2 liters there. That's real money on something you pour every single day. And this isn't just my opinion. A well-known chef named Salman Nosrat, she won a James Beard Award, which in cooking is about the highest thing there is, named Kirkland's oil the best bulk olive oil out there in her cookbook. When the person who wrote the book says it, I listen. One fair warning, and I'll always give you the fair warning. Olive oil is on the list of things that may see price hikes this year. So if you cook with it like I do, this is a stock-up month, not a wait-and-see month. Now, hold that thought about stocking up, because number 18 is a coffee deal expiring on a specific date this month, and if you blink, you'll miss it. Starbucks Dark Roast Pod Variety Pack, a 64-pod box. Normally $49.71. Right now it's $10 off, $39.71, which works out to about 62 cents a pod. That deal runs until July 19th. After that, it climbs back up. 62 cents a cup at home for Starbucks. The drive-thru wants $5 or $6 for the same coffee in a paper cup you throw away. Back when I was young, coffee came in a can and you measured it with a spoon, and the idea of paying $6 for 1 cup would have had my father checking your temperature. He drank the same percolator pot every morning for 40 years, cost him pennies, lived to be 91. Make of that what you will. But coffee's a want, not a need. Let me show you the needs. Number 17, real maple syrup. Not the corn syrup imposter, the real thing, is one of those items where Costco just quietly wins and nobody talks about it. Kirkland's signature maple syrup, real, pure, grade A. Here's what shoppers who used to buy direct from the farmers say. They were paying around $8 for 8 ounces at the farmer's market. Costco gives you a full liter. That's over 4 times the amount. And folks say it tastes just as good for a fraction of that per ounce price. One woman said she drives 45 minutes one way just to get it. That's not a coupon talking, that's loyalty you can't fake. And speaking of things worth a drive, number 16 is a cheese in that warehouse that's the real stamped imported article, not a fake. Kirkland Parmigiano Reggiano. And this matters. It's the real stuff, not the sawdust in the green can. How do you know it's real? The rind is stamped. It's aged 24 months. And it carries a PDO seal, Protected Designation of Origin, which is a fancy way of saying Italy legally certifies it was made the traditional way. Most of what gets sold as Parmesan in this country can't claim any of that. You can buy a wedge, or if you're feeding a crowd, they'll sell you a whole wheel. My grandmother would grate the rind, the part everybody throws away, right into her soup pot to give it body. Nothing wasted. That hard little end that most people toss? She treated it like money, because it was. Now here's where I have to be honest with you, because not everything in that store is a friend. But before the warnings, a few more buys I'd never skip. Number 15, Kerrygold Pure Irish Butter. That golden, rich, grass-fed Irish butter. At one Shoppers neighborhood store, 78 cents an ounce. At Costco, 51 cents an ounce. That's not a rounding error. That's nearly a third off on something you'll finish and buy again. They carry both salted and unsalted, so grab whichever your baking calls for. Butter's easy. Number 14. People argue about this one, but the math doesn't lie. Rao's Homemade Marinara, the 2-pack. Food editors treat this as the gold standard of jarred sauce. Real San Marzano tomatoes, fresh basil, olive oil, not the added sugar and modified starch most jars hide. A single jar of Rao's at a regular store runs $9 to $10. At Costco, you get a 2-pack. For that same $9 or $10, a single jar costs everywhere else. 2 jars for the price of 1. That's the whole deal, plain and simple. And it's earned its reputation the honest way. It's been one of the most shared Costco finds of 2026 with the folks who read labels for a living, because the ingredient list is clean enough that they actually trust it. But that's not even the part that'll make you mad. Wait till you hear what they charge for the same jar at the store down the road. Number 13, Kirkland Thai Homemade Jasmine Rice. Fragrant, high quality, and it comes in a bag big enough to matter. The food editors who tested it said it earned their own grandmother's seal of approval. And if there's a tougher critic than somebody's grandmother on rice, I've never met her. Rice keeps for ages if you store it right. This is exactly the kind of thing bulk was invented for. We kept rice in a tin with a tight lid, up high, away from the damp. A big bag cost almost nothing and fed a family for weeks. My mother used to say, a house with rice and a few eggs in it is a house that'll never go hungry. She was right more often than the grocery flyer ever was. Eggs, rice, and number 12. One more protein that turns into 10 different dinners. Brahmi protein pasta. Costco started carrying it recently. It's bronze-cut Italian pasta made from durum wheat and lupini beans, so every serving packs 21 grams of protein and 9 grams of fiber. Comes in fusilli and cavatappi, the curly one. For anybody trying to eat more protein without choking down another chalky shake, this is real food doing the job. Now I said I'd be honest about the traps too. We're getting close. But first, number 11. The peanut butter people panic buy. Kirkland Organic Creamy Peanut Butter. This one tells you everything. When it briefly vanished from shelves recently, shoppers were biting their nails, asking when it'd come back. People don't do that over a bad product. Simple ingredients, organic, and priced like a store brand should be, but rarely taste like. Peanut butter got us through some lean winters, I'll tell you. A jar of peanut butter and a loaf of bread. Back when bread was closer to a quarter than the $4 they want now, and you had lunches for a week. It wasn't fancy. Nobody complained. You ate, you were grateful, you moved on. Here's where the tone shifts, because the smartest shoppers in 2026 aren't the ones who think everything in there is a deal. Number 10, Kirkland Sparkling Water Variety Pack, about $14.46. Taste awfully close to LaCroix and the other premium bubbly waters for a lot less per can. The pack's a mix: lime, lemon, grapefruit, so nobody in the house fights over flavors. Funny thing, this is one the wealthy Costco shoppers quietly load up on. Turns out nobody with sense enjoys overpaying, no matter what's in their bank account. Rich or poor, the ones who win at that store all know the same trick. I'll get to it. Number 9, Liquid IV Hydration Multiplier Variety Pack. Regular base price $32.99. Right now, $8 off, down to $24.99. Some warehouses have the 30 count as low as $20.99, also through July 19th. 30 grab-and-go packets, 3 times the electrolytes of most sports drinks plus vitamins. July heat, working outside, a long walk. This is the honest use for it. I'll also tell you plainly, it's sweet and it's not health food, but for a hot afternoon, it does the job. That's it. It's a decent sale on a useful thing, not a miracle, just a fair price for once. Now the trap I keep promising. But one more genuine winner first, because number 8 is a health and money story. Manuka honey, $49.99 for 8.8 ounces right now, marked down from its usual $69.99. That's $20 off. Imported from New Zealand, prized for its potency and its health reputation. Now, I'll say it straight, this is a treat item, not a pantry staple. But if it's something you already buy, $20 off is the month to grab it. My mother's answer to a sore throat was honey, lemon, and a splash of something she'd never admit to putting in front of the children. Worked every time, or we were too warm and cozy to keep complaining. Either way, honey earned its keep in that house long before anyone called it a superfood. And here it is, well, almost. Number 7's just too good to skip first. Kirkland Champagne, around $20. Actual champagne, made by a respected house in Verzenay, France. Not sparkling wine wearing a costume. People who've served it at parties say guests assume they spent triple. Look, it's not an everyday buy. But for a celebration, $20 for the real French article is the kind of thing that made Costco Costco. Special occasions are one thing. The next few are the everyday backbone of a smart cart. Number 6, Kirkland Ultra Clean Laundry Detergent, jugs or pods. Longtime Tide users, years on Tide, swear this removes stains just as well, freshens colors, and smells better. And it costs meaningfully less per load. Detergent is the definition of a bulk buy. You will use every drop. It doesn't go bad, and the per load price is what actually matters. Which brings me to number 5. And the single most important thing I'll say today, Kirkland AA batteries. Here's the insider bit that's actually documented. Costco's own CEO has confirmed these are made by Duracell. Same manufacturer, different label, lower price. This is the one item that needs zero comparison shopping. When the batteries run low, you buy these. Done. My father kept a coffee can of batteries in the junk drawer and tested each one with his tongue. A little tingle meant it still had life. Don't you do that. But the instinct was right. Never throw out what still works, and never pay name brand markup for the exact same thing in a fancier wrapper. That instinct, that's the whole game. A few more, quick, then the one rule that ties it all together. Number 4, Kirkland Greek yogurt. And now, wait. Before the price, you need to know why it's good. A lot of these Kirkland staples are made by the same producers behind the national brands you already trust. Same factory, same recipe, different sticker. So you get the protein, the thickness, the quality, without the brand name tax. Same story with number 3, and it's a breakfast staple. Kirkland bacon. Consistently ranked among the Kirkland staples, people rely on week after week. Buy it, portion it, freeze what you don't need. Bacon freezes beautifully and thaws like new. The per pound price beats the little grocery packs, and the quality holds up. Sunday bacon was an event in our house. The smell of it would get everybody out of bed faster than any alarm clock ever made. My mother saved the grease in a jar by the stove and cooked with it all week. Cornbread, greens, eggs. Nothing wasted. ever. That jar was practically a family heirloom. Number 2, Kirkland Organic Almond Milk, bought as a bulk pack. Simple ingredients, organic, and it cuts your almond milk cost roughly in half compared to buying single cartons at the regular store. The shelf-stable packs keep in the pantry, so you're not chained to the refrigerated aisle or racing an expiration date. And now, number 1, the last one, the item that's a genuine deal and the one where I have to warn you in the same breath. Costco's spices are cheap per ounce, genuinely, dramatically cheaper than the little grocery jars. But here's the catch nobody prints on the label. Spices lose their potency long before most households finish a warehouse-sized container. So the deal is only a deal if you actually cook enough to use it. Buy the giant cinnamon because it's cheap. Use a teaspoon a year and you didn't save money. You bought expensive dust. The rule: buy bulk on what you finish. Skip bulk on what you won't. My grandmother kept maybe 6 spices and she used every one of them to the bottom. She'd have laughed at a cabinet full of jars bought once and forgotten. "You're not saving," she'd say. "You're just storing your mistakes where you can see them." So there's your 20, all the way down to number 1, the chicken they won't touch, the oil a James Beard winner swears by, the coffee that's gone after the 19th, and the spice rack that'll fool you if you let it. Now I want something specific from you, not just great video. Tell me your zip code and what you paid for a dozen eggs this week. I'm building a real picture of what folks are actually paying across the country, and your number matters more than any headline. And next time I'm going to show you the other list. The Costco items I'd walk right past, including one everybody throws in the cart on autopilot that's quietly costing them more than the corner store. There's a specific aisle involved, and once you see it, you won't unsee it. But here's the thing I want you to carry out of here today. This was never really about coupons. My mother fed a family of 6 on less than most people spend on lunch, and she never once felt poor doing it. We didn't have money. We just weren't foolish with what we had. That's the whole secret. That's dignity, and nobody can shrinkflate that. I'll see you next time.